We are back with a Fox News alert. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are calling for more police reform as Derek Chauvin is found guilty for the murder of George Floyd. Michigan Sheriff Chris Swanson went viral last year when he joined marching protesters. Take a look.
The only reason we're here is to make sure that you got a voice. That's it. We want to be with y'all for real.
Walk
make
with
this a
us.
parade.
Walk with us.
And that sheriff right there, Sheriff Swanson, joins us now with his message of peace. It is good to talk to you again this morning. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for the invite. Good morning.
Of course. You know, I did the segment with you a little under a year ago, and I really wanted to talk to you again because I know in this time you've been doing a lot with your community and with community relations and trying to improve police and community relations as a whole. You've had walks, you've done different things. So I'm curious, what for you is working? What can others learn from what you're doing?
Don't just talk it. You have to every day invest in your community. And since that day, 330 days ago, 31 now, I see police chiefs and sheriffs across the country doing that exact same thing. And your community has to trust. And so, you know, it's I say public trust is hard to build and easy to lose. So we have embedded ourselves in the community every single day by doing different acts of service and increasing our unity. So we're protecting, we're serving, and we're unifying.
Well, that's incredible. And you take a look at the numbers here. The National Guard troops called up for the verdict by city. In Minneapolis, nearly 3,000. Washington, D.C., 250. Chicago, 125. In some of these cities, including Chicago, we have seen crime skyrocketing in the last year. What do you think about the use of the National Guard troops in these situations?
You know, we don't have them here in Genesee County and Flint other than giving vaccines with our officers, over 200,000 people. So when we have support like that in a peaceful situation, I see the benefit. We have not deployed the National Guard because of protests or rioting. And I look at my colleague and my partner, Chief Craig, down to Detroit. They're doing it right, too. Kent County, they're doing it right. And, you know, I can see when National Guard's deployed, my question is there a distrust or is there a failure of some type of policing to bring in the military? I think a lot of those inroads could have been done or should have been done before it gets to that point. So we don't have the National Guard here.
What do you think is an appropriate type of police reform? What does that look like today?
Well, we haven't stopped reevaluating everything we do, and reform is never going to stop, especially in policing. So, number one, we here at the Sheriff's Office consider chokeholds deadly force. So if you're going to put a chokehold on somebody, you better justify it as deadly force. It's not just some type of force continuum that you use to control a subject. We don't do no-knock warrants. When we hit the doors, and we've done plenty of them, they know we're the Sheriff's Office. We have lights everywhere. We have police cars. We have people in uniform. Everything's recorded, drone footage. And I also support a nationwide registry. So if a cop does bad in my community and he's fired or she's fired, don't go shop in another state or another community when there's no background and try to re-up your career. There are some what I call some cardinal sins here in law enforcement that you don't deserve to be in this field. And if you can't train it out, discipline it out, you got to cut it out. And then the final thing is our continuing education. We've done it here. Every officer, myself included, that's certified by the state through our certification called MCOs, we require 80 continuing education credits every 2 years. And those are all the hot topics that you're talking about on Fox News and everybody else demands. And that's what we require here to make sure there's a standard.
Wow, doing a lot there. I want to get your reaction to more breaking news that happened yesterday because protests erupted in Columbus, Ohio, after body camera footage was released in the deadly police shooting of a 15-year-old girl. We're taking a look at that right now. You know, here's a statement from the mayor from Columbus, and this reads, quote, "As they do with all CPD-involved shootings, we will share information that we can as soon as it becomes available. I'm asking for residents to remain calm and allow BCI to gather the facts." How important is it, especially in a time like right now, when you have video that we see pretty much everywhere nowadays, to be able to gather all of the facts? How hard is it for you as an officer when you're in situations when you need that time for an investigation to play out, but at the same time, you know, people of this country are demanding their voices be heard and demanding change?
Well, as leaders, you need to have a simultaneous investigation, which means you're doing your job, but you're also communicating to your community like never before. The game has changed every 30 days. So in these situations, the more the public knows, the easier it is to explain what's happening, whether it's good or bad. But withholding information, that can create a narrative that